This is Count Midnight. We're at Wizard World at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, talking with Jeff Annison and David Baxter. How you doing today, guys?
Fantastic. Thank you for having us on the show.
Really great.
Great. And they're with a company called LegionM, which is a brand new way of investing in the entertainment field. Well, and I'll let you take it. Why don't you tell us all about your company?
Fantastic. So we're the world's first fan-owned entertainment company. And so we're taking advantage of brand new laws that for the first time in history allow regular fans to invest and own a piece of a startup company.
Right, and so that would be the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, correct?
The Jobs Act is the name of the law, and the SEC is the one that regulates the rules.
Right, it's the regulating industry, and prior to this, you had to be considered I believe, my understanding is a sophisticated investor, correct?
Yeah, the technical term was an accredited investor, and you had to have at least $1 million in assets or at least $200,000 per year of annual income. It's basically like the top 3% of the population, the wealthiest 3%, had the opportunity to invest in startup companies. And if you weren't allowed. And so that's what's changed. Just for the first time in history, if your next door neighbor is building the next Facebook, you could go, and if you wanted to, you could invest some money in that.
Great. Well, and I'll give you the mic back, and now you can tell us some more about your company and how it works, everything.
Yeah, fantastic. So basically what we're doing is we're a startup company that's taking advantage of these laws. Anybody can buy in, and we're creating movies and TV shows and virtual reality experiences. And so when you invest, you become a part of the company, and if our movies are successful, you can actually make money. So that's the idea. The fundamental idea is that by having an audience of invested fans, people that are financially and emotionally invested in our movies, whether it be a film, television, or virtual reality or whatever, it gives those projects more a better chance to succeed, right? When our movie comes out, we already have a legion of fans that are invested. They're going to come out on opening night. They're going to bring all their friends. They're going to talk about it on Facebook, and that gives us an edge, compared to everything else that's coming out.
Great. And the name of your company is LegionM. You want to explain what that means to the folks?
Absolutely, absolutely. So our logo is the M with a bar over it, which is the Roman numeral for 1 million. And that's our aspirational goal for the company, is to have 1 million investors. And the reason for that is simple. I mean, with 1 million fans behind a project, there's literally nothing that you can't do.
Great. And when is the next round of investing?
The next round of investing is in November. So we just finished one. It was literally just a week ago. It was oversubscribed. We launched about 2 months ago, and the response was greater than we ever could have hoped. So it was sold out. Not everybody could get in, and we were capped. The maximum that we could raise was $1 million. And so we closed that last weekend, and in about 3 months, we're going to have another one that'll open up. And so in the meantime, if anybody's interested, you should sign up. You become a free member of the Legion. It's absolutely free. You get to come in, you get to see what's going on. You're going to get all the backstage information. Like, we want to show you everything that's going on, and you can decide if you want to invest in November when that happens. But the other thing it'll do is it'll give you dibs, because if the next one sells out the same way that the first one did, the people that have already signed up and become free members will have priority.
A reservation, in effect, a reservation. So it's a way for them to get to know us, kick the tires around a little bit, and then come November, hopefully we'll do what we did the first time. It's very exciting.
And David, why don't you tell us about what you do for the company and your costume here? Why don't you explain that first? And it just reminded me of those caveman commercials. Geico, yeah.
Actually, so this is, I have a sort of a secret identity. Besides being an executive for LegionM, where I'm in charge of content development, I'm the guy who reads all the scripts and so forth. I am also larger-than-life cosplay. My family and I have been going dressed up as different characters from pop culture for many years. And this is Sandor Clegane, the Hound from Game of Thrones. So if you're familiar with Game of Thrones, you might have figured out this is the guy. But I feel like the fact that I've been attending comic book conventions literally since the 70s, since I was a little kid, it's kept me connected to what's going on, what the fans want to do, what they want to see, and what they love. And it always gets a rise out of people. It's fun to dress up. I know that you don't, but but at least you're out here in the sun, which is very nice of you. Yeah, but generally, as I said, I'm an executive for the company. I've been a comic book writer, and my background is in writing and in reading other people's work and helping them develop their work. And I'm based in Southern California. The founders, Jeff and Paul Scanlon, are based in Northern California, Silicon Valley, and we have another executive, Terry Luberoff, who's also down in Southern California. And between us, these guys come down, we go up, we're able to make this work. It's really, really exciting.
Great. Well, David told us a little bit about his background in the entertainment industry, and I also understand you have some tech industry background. So, Jeff, why don't you just tell us about what your background is?
Yeah, fantastic. So Paul Scanlon is the co-founder, the other co-founder, and then David and Terry Luberoff are our two development execs. But in 1999, Paul and I and another fellow founded a different company called Moby TV. And in 2003, with that company, we were the first ones in the world to launch live television on your cell phone. And back in those days, it's hard to realize now, but back in those days, people told us that we were absolutely crazy. Like, people, literally, Hollywood executives would tell us, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Nobody's ever going to watch a movie on a cell phone. And, to their credit, back in those days, the screens were this big and the graphics were poor and, all that sort of stuff. But 2 years later, we won an Emmy for technical achievement in television. And so we're not strangers. I mean, for us, the fact, we're serial entrepreneurs, we're not strangers to trying to pioneer new territories. And so that's what's really invigorating about this, is that we're trying to do something that literally has never been done before. And ironically, it's not because it's a novel idea. Like, a lot of other people have had this idea, but it's just the laws didn't allow it. So this is the first time in history that something has been possible, and we think it's an idea whose time has come.
Great. So if people want to find out more about LegionM, I want you to just give us your website and your Facebook and that, and how people can sign up. I know you mentioned that earlier, so let's...
Yeah, fantastic. So our website is thelegionm.com, thelegionm.com is the website. We're active on Facebook. You can find us, just search for LegionM. And we're on Twitter. LegionM Official is our handle. But our website, like I said, you can sign up for free. You can become a free member. That will get you access to our private, members-only Facebook community, which is fantastic. I mean, it's in a lot of ways, it's a little microcosm of the culture that you see here. A lot of really friendly people, a lot of really creative people, a lot of amazing energy. And I encourage you to come, check it out, be a part of the movement. And in November, if it looks good to you, and you got $100 and you want to, own a part, we're taking a swing for the fences. And, we'd love to have you along for the ride.
Great. And can you tell us about some of the named artists that you've had some contact with or discussions with already?
Sure. So we have signed creative alliances with a number of partners. So Stupid Buddy Studios, that's Seth Green and the guys behind Robot Chicken and Super Mansion are one of our allies. Meltdown Comics, which is I don't know how you describe it.
It's considered the world's greatest comic book store, but beyond that, it's also an incubator for different properties. Like The Walking Dead was discovered there, the comic book.
The Nerdist was born there. It's a tech incubator. It's a comedy club.
XSN is a new venture, but they're kind of a focal point for all things nerdy and cool.
So Meltdown Comics is one. 42 Entertainment, that does alternative reality gaming, the pioneers behind Why So Serious and the Halo 2 ilovebees.com campaign. And Alamo Drafthouse, which is a nationwide cinema chain as well as a film distribution company.
Very fan-friendly.
Yeah, a huge.
Apparently a brew pub.
Yes. Well, they serve food. You know, in the if you have an Alamo Draft House near you, it's worth checking out. Like this is literally a theater chain that is built by fans for fans. And anyway, so they're a partner of ours. And in addition to that, our first project that we've announced is with Stan Lee. So Stan Lee is a part of the partner with the company and has been involved with a lot of our stuff. Scott Landsman, who's the head of comedy at Sony, is one of our advisors. You know, we've got a whole slew of people, only some of which have even been announced. A lot of them haven't even been announced yet. But, you know, they're people that understand the art and business of Hollywood, right? We felt, you know, Paul and I understand technology. You know, David and Terry have years of experience working within Hollywood, but we felt it was so important to surround ourselves with people like David and Terry, as well as these creative allies, so that, you know, people that understand how to not just make great entertainment, but how to make money making great entertainment, which is really hard to do.
Yeah. Great. And I think that just about covers just about everything. Anything else you guys like to say?
No, other than thank you very much, and you know, like I said, come check it out. You are absolutely Legion material. So
great.
And the only thing I would say is,
oh, here you go.
you know, Wizard World Chicago really rocks.
Yes.
This has been a great convention,
Yes.
so we've enjoyed it.
Show. This
And
is go ahead.
this is our first time here, and thank you so much for, you know, getting up during the day to interview us.
Had to leave the coffin a little early. All right, great. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.